In a small town surrounded by dense woods, there lived a boy named Leo. Leo was just like any other 11-year-old, except for one extraordinary secret. Leo was a super kid. He had the strength of 10 men, the speed of a lightning bolt, and the ability to hear whispers from miles away. But Leo didn't brag about his powers. Instead, he used them to help his town in secret, always staying out of sight. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the townspeople gathered around the old oak tree in the center of town. Everyone was talking about the same thing, the cursed forest. The cursed forest was a dark, mysterious place on the edge of town. Strange things happened there. People who entered the forest often got lost, and some even said they saw shadows moving among the trees, whispering their names. Recently, the townspeople had noticed something even more alarming. A strange fog had begun to spread from the forest, creeping closer to the town every day. The animals that lived near the forest had started to disappear, and the crops in the fields closest to the woods were withering. The town's elders said it was the curse of the forest, growing stronger every day. Leo listened quietly as he sat under the oak tree, his sharp ears picking up every word. The town needed help, and he knew it was time for Super Kid to act. That night, Leo put on his Super Kid costume, a sleek, black suit with a silver lightning bolt on the chest. His cape billowed behind him as he sped toward the cursed forest, his heart pounding with anticipation. He had faced many dangers before, but the cursed forest was something else entirely. He had to find out what was causing the curse and stop it before the fog reached the town. As Leo approached the edge of the forest, the air grew cold, and the trees seemed to tower over him like silent giants. The fog was thick, swirling around his feet as he stepped into the forest. The usual sounds of the woods, chirping crickets, rustling leaves, were gone. Instead, there was only an eerie silence, broken by the occasional creak of a tree branch or the whisper of the wind. Leo's senses were on high alert as he ventured deeper into the forest. He could feel something watching him, something ancient and powerful. The deeper he went, the darker it became, until the only light was the faint glow from his suit's lightning bolt. Suddenly, Leo heard a rustling sound behind him. He spun around, his eyes scanning the shadows, but there was nothing there. He took a deep breath and continued forward. After what felt like hours of walking, Leo finally reached the heart of the forest. There, in a clearing surrounded by towering trees, stood an old, twisted tree unlike any he had ever seen. The tree's bark was blackened, and its branches reached out like skeletal fingers. At the base of the tree, the ground was covered in strange, glowing symbols, pulsing with a dark energy. Leo approached the tree cautiously, his eyes narrowing as he studied the symbols. He could feel the curse emanating from the tree, like a cold, dark wave. This was the source of the curse, and he had to find a way to stop it. As he examined the tree, a voice echoed through the clearing, deep and ancient. "Who dares to enter my domain?" Leo looked around, but saw no one. "I'm Super Kid," he said, his voice strong and confident. "I'm here to stop the curse and save my town." The voice laughed, a sound like rustling leaves and cracking wood. "You are brave, little one, but you cannot stop what has been set in motion. The curse has been here for centuries, and it will consume all who oppose it." Leo clenched his fists. "I won't let that happen." The ground beneath the twisted tree began to tremble, and the glowing symbols grew brighter. From the shadows, dark figures emerged, wraiths, their ghostly forms swirling with the fog. They circled Leo, their hollow eyes glowing with malice. But Leo was not afraid. He knew he had the power to defeat them. He took a deep breath and focused, summoning all his strength. In an instant, he shot into the air, flying above the wraiths and circling the twisted tree. The wraiths followed, but they were no match for Super Kid's speed.